Hi everyone, I'm Mia.
And I'm Leo.
Welcome back to The English Blend. We are so glad you joined us today. How's your morning going, Leo?
Not bad. I made coffee, and honestly, I am just happy it's not raining today. It's been a bit gray here recently.
I know, the sunshine makes such a difference, doesn't it? It just lifts your mood instantly.
Exactly, and that actually ties perfectly into today's topic, Mia. Today, we're going to talk about how to talk about the weather naturally.
Yes, this is a great topic because everyone learns how is the weather in school, but when you meet a native speaker, nobody really says that, right?
Exactly. We want to help you move past that textbook English. We're going to teach you how to use a weather talk as a real, natural conversation starter. The goal is fluency, not grammar perfection, you know?
Definitely. So grab your coffee and let's get started.
Okay, let's start with why we talk about the weather so much. It sounds silly, but it's a massive part of English conversation.
It is. It's what we call small talk. It's a low-risk topic. It's safe. Nobody is going to argue with you about whether it's hot or cold.
Precisely. Small talk is the verbal handshake before the real conversation begins. It's about being friendly and acknowledging the other person.
So imagine you're in a lift or waiting in line for coffee or meeting a new colleague. You don't jump straight into, what are your biggest fears?
No, that would be terrifying. You start with something universal, and what is more universal than the weather? We all experience it.
And if you sound really natural when you talk about the weather, it makes the whole interaction flow better.
So let's ditch the textbook phrase, what is the weather like today? If someone asks me that, I feel like I'm taking a test.
Me too. Let's look at some better alternatives for starting a conversation.
If it's really hot, you don't ask about it. You state the obvious and use an exclamation. You might say, "Whew, it's absolutely baking out here, isn't it?"
That sounds much more natural. You are looking for agreement, not information. You're trying to connect.
Or if it's raining hard, you could say, "Ugh, what awful weather. I completely forgot my umbrella." You add a personal detail.
That personal detail is key. It shows you're a real human having a real problem with the weather.
Right. It opens the door for the other person to reply with their opinion or their personal detail. They might say, "I know, I got soaked this morning."
Perfect. Now you have a shared experience, even if that experience is just being wet. Fun fact and cultural note.
And here's a quick cultural note, especially relevant if you are talking to people from the UK. The British are famously obsessed with the weather.
That's true. It changes so fast there that it gives you something new to complain about every hour. It's a national pastime.
It's the ultimate safe topic. In many English-speaking cultures, talking about the weather is almost a mandatory social lubricant. If you don't mention the weather when meeting someone new, it can feel a little cold.
Maybe the weather is better than the conversation.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move past it is hot and it is cold. We need those descriptive words, those amazing adjectives that make your English sound rich.
Let's start with the extreme heat, because that's where hot just doesn't cut it anymore.
When it's really intense heat, you can say it's scorching or blazing.
If you hear someone say it's blazing out there, they mean the sun is super strong. You definitely need sunglasses and a hat.
And there's that horrible mix of heat and water in the air. That's humid.
Ooh, humidity is the worst. It makes everything sticky. We usually say it's muggy today.
Yes! Muggy means warm and very sticky because of the high humidity. Simple explanation, it feels like you're wearing a thick blanket even if you are naked.
That's a very vivid description, Mia.
We need vivid descriptions. That's how real people talk.
Okay, let's talk about rain. Avoid "it is raining much."
Natural alternatives are so much better. If it's raining heavily, you say it's pouring or it's bucketing down.
It's pouring is probably the most common. It suggests a continuous, heavy downpour.
And if it just started raining lightly, we say it's drizzling. It's annoying, but not enough to ruin your day.
Now for the cold. If it's just a little cold, we say it's chilly.
If it's very cold, we might say it's freezing or bitterly cold.
When it's cold and windy, that feeling that gets right through your coat, that's a biting wind. You know that feeling, right?
Absolutely. When the wind feels like little knives on your skin, that's a biting wind.
One more keyword for cold is brisk. It's a good word. Brisk means cold but fresh and maybe a little windy. It's often used in a positive way, like it's a brisk autumn morning, perfect for a walk.
Aw, that's great context. Brisk usually implies activity or freshness, not misery.
Now we have the vocabulary, but how do we make the conversation flow? We've put together 4 practical, actionable steps for you listeners.
These are steps you can use immediately, whether you are chatting online or in real life. Tip 1. Start with a feeling, not a fact.
Don't just state the temperature. Talk about how the weather is making you feel. Are you sweaty? Are you happy?
Example, instead of, it is 25 degrees, say, I feel so sluggish in this heat, or the sunshine is making me feel really energetic today.
When you express a feeling, the listener must respond with their own feeling, or ask why. It encourages connection.
Exactly. If you say, I feel sluggish, they might reply, me too. I need an iced coffee immediately. Boom. Instant conversation extension. Tip 2. Use exclamatory phrases in tags.
Natural English is full of little phrases that show emotion. Use them. Expressions like, wow, phew, or oh my goodness.
And conversational tags are super important. These are the little phrases you stick on the end of a sentence, like, isn't it, or right, or you know?
For example, it's absolutely pouring down outside, isn't it? By adding isn't it, you invite the other person to agree and keep the dialogue moving.
The tag turns a statement into a mutual observation. It's friendly and inclusive. Tip 3. Turn the weather into a quick decision.
Weather usually affects our plans. Use the weather conversation to talk about your immediate future plans, even small ones. For example, if it's sunny, this beautiful weather means I definitely need to eat lunch outside.
Or if it's cold, I think I'll stay inside all weekend and binge watch a show because of this awful wind.
Why is this helpful? Because it shows you are using English practically, and it gives the listeners something non-weather related to ask about. They might say, oh, what show are you watching?
See, you successfully transitioned away from weather talk, which is the ultimate goal of small talk. Tip 4. Focus on the change.
People love talking about what the weather was like versus what it is like. This provides narrative structure to your chat.
Instead of just describing the present, mention the contrast. Say, can you believe it? Just yesterday it was sunny, and now we've got this huge storm.
Or more positively, I'm so happy this sunny spell has arrived after those weeks of rain. A sunny spell is a short period of good weather. That's a great phrase to know.
Brilliant. Talking about change shows observation and familiarity with natural English expressions.
Okay, Leo, let's wrap up the educational part by focusing on 2-3 useful phrases or idioms connected to our topic. These will really elevate your natural speaking.
Perfect. We've chosen 2 very common idioms that listeners will hear all the time.
Idiom 1. Under the weather. This is a classic. Under the weather. It has nothing to do with standing outside in the rain.
Right. If you say you are under the weather, it means you are feeling slightly sick, ill, or unwell. Maybe you have a cold or a slight headache.
It's polite and commonly used in a professional setting if you need to call out of work. You can say, I won't be able to make it to the meeting today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather.
Simple example, after working 3 late nights, I woke up feeling slightly under the weather.
It's a softer way of saying, I'm sick.
Idiom 2. Break the ice. This one is slightly different, but relates directly back to our main discussion about small talk. To break the ice.
When you break the ice, you are initiating social interaction and easing the tension or awkwardness in a new situation or with new people.
Small talk about the weather is the most common way to break the ice. It makes people feel comfortable.
Example sentence.
We were all strangers, so talking about the crazy traffic really helped break the ice.
Another one, Leo tried to break the ice by telling a silly joke. It's about starting that initial connection.
Fantastic. These two idioms are super useful for B2 level English learners, especially... Wow, that was a lot of great information, Leo. I feel ready to talk about the humidity for the next hour.
Me too. To quickly summarize, ditch the textbook question, use your feelings, and use descriptive, vivid adjectives.
Remember, weather talk is just a tool to break the ice and start a real connection. Don't worry about accurate meteorological reports. Just worry about sounding friendly.
Try this 4 practical tips this week. Listen to how native speakers around you describe the temperature and the sky. You'll notice they use those emotive words we talked about.
Practice using "it's pouring" instead of "it is raining heavily." Practice saying "chilly" instead of just "cold."
Use those natural expressions like "you know" and "isn't it" to keep that conversational flow smooth.
We hope this episode of the English Blend has given you the confidence to strike up a natural conversation about anything, even if it's just the cloud formation.
That was a great talk. Thank you so much for listening and learning with us today.
Yes. Don't forget to subscribe to the English Blend for more natural English lessons. Next week, we're talking about how to give great compliments in English.
Ooh, essential skill. See you in the next episode of the English Blend.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.